see the drama on Twitter I created with all these podcast people?
What'd you do?
No.
I
love it. Already, I love it.
yeah.
I never go on Twitter. You know, who does anymore, basically? Once they took the blue checks away, you just go on Instagram.
Nice.
So, I saw a tweet where it said, oh, fuck, why can't I think of his name? Okay, who's the guy that Florentine, I can't.
Don Jameson.
No, a comic.
Sorry.
Chaz, whatever. I can't think of
Chad.
Chad
Zumock.
Chad Zumock.
Yeah.
Okay,
Chad
so-
Zumock.
so-
I did hear about that. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I'm excited. Yeah.
I didn't hear this.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you entered the Dabbleverse.
Yeah.
You entered.
What's the Dabbleverse exactly?
Rich Voss is in the Dabbleverse. Mike, how happy are you?
So wait.
The Dabbleverse.
And I've heard the term.
I hear the name Chad Zumock, and I get very excited.
So the Dabbleverse is, remember Stuttering John?
Sure. Oh, yeah,
Howard
yeah, yeah.
Stern
Yes.
show.
Yeah.
So Stuttering John has created, there's a universe that is centered all around
People that hate him.
Stuttering John and making fun of Stuttering John and like monitoring his show and watching it all the time. And it's called the Dabbleverse. And there's a group of people that like, it's like the Bravoverse. Like they follow the Dabbleverse like it's their, Real Housewives or whatever. Like it goes so deep.
Why don't they like John?
There's new
hold
stuff
on.
every day. Like they make videos of him blowing snot out of his nose and stuff.
So,
But some people do like John. I mean, there's
Yeah.
some people that are pro John. There's some
Okay,
people that are
okay.
anti-John.
Yeah, I love John.
so they
Careful.
They
I don't care. I probably love half the people who hate him too.
So Chad goes, I'm working some club on Twitter. Stuttering John says, come on my podcast and plug it.
Yeah.
And I wrote this. I go, I thought you two were enemies. Then again, I don't get involved in middle drama.
He wrote,
Wait.
it goes, Chad Zumock says, I'm doing this show. Stut Joe says, come on my show to promote it. Chad Zumock says, when? Rich Voss, just out of nowhere, just pops out of a bush and replies, I thought you two were enemies. I can't keep up with the middle drama. Just calling them both middles.
So then John goes nuts, right? He's like, you fuck you. And he's like, he's putting up pictures of where he had. I didn't even know it was a
Look
comic.
at that. Okay, so
Yeah.
Stuttering John responds, middle, I headlined all the improv's laugh factories and punchline.
On
Hack.
Tuesdays. He called me a hack.
Hack.
I'm anything but a hack.
I also love like the idea of like you call somebody a middle
Yeah.
and they come back at you with facts. Here are places that I have headlined. You are wrong.
Yeah. So then,
But he gets offended. You know, that's why they call it the Dabbleverse.
holy fuck.
Because
well, then,
somebody accused him of dabbling in stand-up, and he got offended. They go, you dabble in stand-up. And he goes, dabble? I've been headlining. I don't dabble. I'm a stand-up.
Instead of just realizing that this is the way Voss teases every comic.
Yeah.
Voss is like
That's
this.
what-
If I tweeted something, Voss would have said, I don't get involved with middle drama.
It's
He
the
would
same
have said
thing.
that to me. He would have said it to any comic he knows.
Right.
Chad had no problem. He knew that because he's sitting back going, what the fuck? So then this stuttering guy.
Who
and
gets
this is
mad at
coming
Rich
from
Voss
one
for calling him a middle? That's what Voss
Stuttering
does.
John.
Yeah. Oh, I said, get me coffee. Most MCs on the road, when I'm leaving at the end, I go, do you have my number? They go, no. And I go, good, and walk away. All right. To the MC, whatever.
I mean, this is Voss. I've told you before. I was hanging out with him at the Stanford, New York Comedy Club, and there's a comedy club photographer in the room. He doesn't know Rich. He's not a comic. He goes, hey, do you guys mind if I shoot you for just a couple minutes? And instantly Voss looks at the photographer, and he goes, I hope you shoot yourself. And the photographer goes, what?
Don't be a comic if you're that thin-skinned. What the fuck? I'm sick of... And Bonnie and I talk about it all the time. They're all a bunch of fucking babies.
Right.
What the fuck? Go work at Apple.
Right, so he's got multiple responses to this.
So, multiple. He's putting up there. Then, in 2001, 9/11,
Oh yeah, I remember.
He was doing he was doing some fundraiser, but I think they were getting paid at like Trump Plaza or and it was him, I think Florentine and Modi.
Good for them.
So he threw me on it last minute. Or do you want to do it? So I canceled that week. I had a gig that was or wasn't going to do it because of 9/11, or I just got more money.
Let's be honest. That's
Yeah.
probably what happened.
Or you just didn't want to make people feel worse.
Yes.
Yeah, they already suffered through.
Yeah, there's been one disaster. We don't need a larger one.
Right, we can't have another attack on our
because you might
homeland.
know this other podcast. So I canceled it. He's bringing it up from 2001. And Voss
Like now? Like 23 years later?
Yes.
That's great.
He brought it up on his podcast.
That's great.
So Shuli texts me. He goes, "You want to come on and talk?"
By the way, Shuli's deep in the Dabbleverse.
Yeah.
This is his whole bread and butter.
And I love
He's-
Shuli too.
He's created an
I'm a
industry
fan.
out of it. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Shuli. I've worked with him.
Yeah.
I put him on when we did a theater show.
Yeah.
And he gave me a ride home. Shuli with this guy who was going 90 miles an hour on back roads. Anyhow, it's scary. I go, who the fuck? But so I go, I'm not coming on. I'm just not getting involved in this drama. I made one tweet, and I even tweeted to John, "Hey, I was joking. Loosen up." Then he writes back to me, "LOL, I just saw this." Right after he went on his podcast and
Yeah.
Now there's these other guys that do a podcast,
Okay.
and I'm sure they trash me and Bonnie. I think I heard they trash. It's called Who Is This Podcast?
Who are these podcasts?
Yeah.
Carl. Yeah, he's very funny.
Yeah.
They're deep in the Dabbleverse.
Yeah, he's funny.
too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm sure they trash, but they did the whole show or all of it on there, and the guy is good. I said this on my
You
podcast.
talking
Yeah.
about, yeah.
Carl, he's funny.
The guy, is he a comic?
I don't know if he does stand up. He is a funny broadcaster though.
Well, he had a Comic-Con, and they did the whole thing, and a lot of people don't like this Stuttering John for some reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he really reviewed it. Like, I was really pro this guy because he was saying nice things about me.
You like it when people are on
Sure.
it. Yeah.
He was saying nice things. But I think someone told me he trashed me and Bonnie, said just a bickering old couple doing a pie. And I'm sure that's...
I mean, not an untrue
no,
description.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's true. So they reviewed, and I'm like, this whole world. And then Chad texts me and goes, "Stuttering John wants you to come on his podcast because he's still mad that you canceled him." I go,
On 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go,
yeah.
so no. Right? Like, why would I go on and talk about
You don't want to
this?
go deeper into
I don't
that.
go deeper, and this
No.
is it. But it's kind of funny because I talked about it on our podcast that'll come out Friday.
Oh,
but
so
you
now you're
guys
in.
get the original scoop.
We get the
exclusive.
You
The
get
exclusive, yeah.
Wow.
What started the whole thing with John though? Like, why don't people like him? Like, what? I don't know what started the whole thing.
I think I don't exactly know, like, because I dip in and dip out. Like, I was big in the Chad Zumach catalytic converter drama. Like, I
What
jump
was
in
that?
and jump out.
What was that? He stole a catalytic
It was when he
converter?
pretended that Anthony punched him in the face, and he was doing a bit or something. Like, because Anthony or Anthony's fan, he said, punched him in the face, but then it turned out he was not telling the truth, but he said he was doing a bit, but Anthony accused him of trying to steal catalytic converters. It was a whole thing. So
Why the fuck?
So
Where would he get the wrenches from?
I don't know. But I don't know how it really started with John, but I think like a couple people started making fun of him, and then he got sensitive about it, and then a lot of other people realized like, oh, there's this whole kind of cottage industry where we can just like be a part of this, make fun of it, keep it going, and everybody just started jumping on board.
Oh, okay.
You know
But
what I mean?
he's got to have his fans that...
I think so.
John's got to have a fan or two to fight back,
I think
right?
so. I think so. And sometimes people try to jump into the battle, but they're not really
Well, I'm
ready
watching,
for it, you know?
Someone sent me a video of him doing his podcast, trashing me. The guy's down in beers, or
He likes to drink.
he does.
Stuttering John on a
yeah.
podcast. I don't know. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, maybe on the podcast. I don't know him personally at all. I don't think I ever. Maybe I met him once in my life in 2000.
Well, it wasn't in 2001 because you canceled on him.
Yeah, so it might have been before that one.
Did you
time.
not care about 9/11?
No,
you
you
were-
didn't.
You didn't
Well,
care
Voss,
about that.
Voss felt that there were 19 lives to grieve.
Oh, I know which 19 it was.
I lost.
Not
that
the good guys. Bad guys.
Oh, yeah, good. See, he's quick.
He is. He is.
Did Anthony move yet? Did he?
I don't know if he's full time. He was back doing something.
Where do you go to? Obscurity?
No, he's in one of the Carolinas. It's like South Carolina, yeah.
So,
Nice big house, too. I've seen photos of the house.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of property.
Yeah,
He was
of
showing off
course.
his property the other day.
Yeah, and I'm sure guns to protect it.
Oh yeah.
Now, does
What
he
did Bonnie think of the drama? Like,
She goes, don't get involved with it. And I don't. I wrote
well, you're
one
involved.
tweet.
Two tweets. Because you got involved. The original tweet, and then
I said
it was a joke. Loosen the fuck with no C up.
Oh, yeah, because I don't know if you can curse on these online.
No, you're right.
You can
you're
curse
right.
on. You can't.
Elon said that. He bought Twitter, and he said the one thing I'll say is no more cursing
Well,
allowed on Twitter.
don't on
Place
like
that's overrun with
Facebook or
porn bots.
Instagram. Won't you get in trouble for cursing on?
You can see
Facebook or
titties on
Instagram?
Twitter. You don't think you
You
can
can see
curse?
fucking people shitting in their mouths on Twitter.
That's true. Elon made that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So
Made that
now
official.
I know for the future. Thanks for teaching me. I come here, I have fun, and I learn.
that's right.
That's the point. That at the end of the day, that's the point.
That really is what
we have
the
a great
goal.
time, and if you're not careful, you just might learn something.
yeah. I walk away with knowledge.
What's wrong with that? That's our motto. That's what we're putting on bumper stickers.
I thought it was please listen.
Please, please.
Please listen. So I'm not, and of course I wouldn't get involved in. And Bobby's like, you can't get involved with these, and I don't. To me,
You're in.
I'm not in because
And you just did a podcast about it, bro.
no, not the whole. I just.
But you're in.
To
You
me,
know everybody's going to be playing clips. They're going to be, because you brought it up here,
Well, I did because
They're
you
gonna
guys
be
are my buddies. So
but they're
I
going to
wanted
be playing clips of this show. And then it'll be just enough time to get them to Friday where they're playing clips of your show.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be, next week, you're going to be a part of it. Like, you're
Not
in,
me.
dude.
Not
You're
me.
in the
You want me to
Dabbleverse.
tell you how? Well, one, it's for me. It's punching down, and I
It
don't
is?
like doing that.
You think
Yes.
you're above them?
Look at his jewelry.
What?
That's a good
I'm
point.
Rich Voss. What the fuck?
That's a good point.
I have a speech impediment, but not as bad as stuttering.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
I can say words that don't fuck up.
That's true.
So I'm not going to, why would I'm going to fight with them? No.
The worst part about any type of podcast wars or radio wars is you then have to listen to what somebody else. That's the worst part of it. Is I don't want to listen to anybody else's show. I'm not interested.
Yeah,
We used to have that. We'd fight with people, and you'd bring in a clip, and it was one guy who had you'd have to listen to the clip and then address what it's fucking exhausting.
Right. And you know in your heart you don't care.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting there trying to keep this battle going, and you're like, I don't
I mean,
care. Say whatever you want.
when
I
I'm
don't
at,
care.
When I'm at home planting over $1,000 worth of landscaping.
$1,000?
Over 1,000
1K.
worth of trees and
That's a lot of
bushes.
money.
This shit's expensive.
You got $1,000 in bushes at your house? It's just nothing for you. Look at you.
No, I'm not rich by any sense.
You're rich, bitch.
Yeah,
That's what.
that's a lot of cannolis.
How can a brother get coffee up in this motherfucker?
You know what I'm saying?
What's up with this bullshit?
You know what I'm saying? Okay. We don't need double or cow. Yeah.
Sit there, shoot the sugar.
What?
No, I'm not involved in the drama. I can tell the story. That doesn't get me involved.
You're involved, dude.
How am I involved?
I mean, we're halfway involved now because of you.
you guys might be involved. You're
I'm not
here every
involved.
day. I'm not. I don't even have to go online.
Oh, like, whoa, you're so cool. I don't have an audience that needs me online.
My audience is too old to know how to work
That's
online.
fair. That's
An audience, please.
it's to buy tickets at the box office there.
Yeah.
Please.
When they don't like Voss, they actually physically write a letter.
That's right. I need a stamp. Oh, yeah. Well, look, I mean, it's good. You can keep your name out there.
You got in there.
That's not like that.
You don't think so?
No.
No, maybe not.
I
Maybe
wonder
not.
what
Isn't
the
that great, though? Isn't that great, though? Bonnie's out here getting deals with Hulu, and Rich
No.
is like, I've got my foot in the Dabbleverse.
I think you should get Shuley on the phone and see what beef he has with Stuttering John.
Why you want this to become like Dabbleverse Central now? You are
Yeah.
in, dude.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not. I like to hear this stuff, though. It's kind of funny.
Stop
is
thinking you're a puppet master.
Do you think he's a puppet master?
I think it's kind of funny that these are all adults.
Right. Right. But it does. I mean, ultimately, like, it is just a different version of all those Bravo shows. Like, it's just drama, and there's all these different players, and there's all these
yeah.
details, and once you're in, you're in. There's new stuff every day.